Hi everyone, it's Danielle, and today's day, 65 or 66 of my 100-day video blog challenge. Thank you for visiting with me today. I'm just wrapping up a Sunday at the shop, and it was a really awesome, productive day, and despite the rain, it just is amazing energy in here, and the people who come in are just always learning and growing, and I feel really, really blessed to be able to help people move along their spiritual path and journey, and help them with their personal development in a wide variety of remedies, forms, divination, development, education, discussion. It's fun and gratifying and healing, which leads me to the topic for today. I was talking with a long-time friend, a lifetime friend last night. He and I hadn't had a chance to catch up in some time. And we're talking about how I share online through this journey, and also how I, a number of different outlets, I do share more than most people choose to do. And the rationale behind that, not only is it cathartic to my own healing, which is of course personally driven for accountability and growth, but I can do that through the privacy of my own four walls. I certainly don't need to be sharing that with all of you. But it actually relates to something much deeper and broader, and something that I have been called to do ever since I was a young child, which has not always been easy, and I've talked a little bit about it, but it's something that's ingrained in the essence of my being, and I feel like it is part of my life's mission, and it's actually written into my astrology natal chart as well, which is a whole different topic. But in terms of speaking my truth, despite any perceptions of being contrarian, I think it's very, very important, in especially today's day and age, in the world of social media, and everybody's obsessed with selfies. I have 2 teenage kids. Their phone is constantly snapping photos and using filters and making the lips and like, the cool face, and TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube even, that there is so much bombarding us. And I had a career in media, advertising and media. So like, from the time people are born, it's just constant barragement of look like this, do this, be this, smile like this. If you do this, if you take this pill, you're gonna lose weight. If you do this, I'm just so smiley. I'm showing you my perfect life and my perfect family and my perfect job and so like everything is what people want you to believe. And also all of the media is designed to make you want and aspire to have everything that seemingly is perfect and a quick fix, and smiling and shiny, happy people. But like, the freaking Kardashians and all these fake Insta famous people for no reason, and influencers. Why are they influencers? What makes them an influencer? Are they authentic and true? Or is it just more filters and fillers and lip plumpers and inserts and like, what? Where is the authenticity and connection of people in today's day and age? I think we are facing epidemic proportions of anxiety and depression and suicides and PTSD and interpersonal strife between massive segments of culture and society. And there's zero patience for anybody that's different from anybody. But meanwhile, everybody's different, and nobody has any true information because everything has a filter with which it's being delivered. And it just is infuriating for me, because I've always had an ability to be able to see through bullshit. Since a young time, I was a young child, and I'm an empath, so I feel things. I'm a Reiki master. I feel, basically, I have like spidey senses that can read through bullshit like a knife. I'm sorry, if you know me, it's part of why I don't really have a good poker face, because I can tell if you're lying to me. Just a tip. I can tell if you're inauthentic. I can tell if your intention toward me is not with integrity. I can't pretend that I don't know it or that I like you, so when people are fake, when people are syrupy, when they're lying, when they're deceitful, when they're saying one thing but then doing the opposite, everybody does it. Everybody has little white lies, or like they want you to believe something, like jazz hands, like look over here so that you don't see what's over here. A certain degree, fine. There's normalcy to that. Like you don't want people knowing your business, so there's privacy that you want to maintain. Cool. But then there's also painting a picture, which is a facade. It's a mask, which is not real. And there is zero cultivation of vulnerable, authentic truths and providing space to people to be their authentic self, because there's no tolerance for anybody. If people are so quick to judge, they're so quick to condemn, they're so quick to be divisive, but everybody's going through something. Everybody is faced with stress. Everybody has financial burden. Everybody wants to feel loved and accepted. Everybody deep down may have insecurities that they may be overcompensating for. But part of my mission is to speak truth. So I know many people have said like, oh, like what? You're crying on camera and like it just breaks my heart and you'll get through this. But, part of my mission when I signed up for doing this, yes, it was to be accountable to myself, but it's also to show life is messy. Life is really hard and ugly at times. And it's also joyous and beautiful at other times. And relationships are complicated. Family relationships, romantic relationships, friendship relationships, professional relationships. The human journey is messy and complicated and complex and wondrous and hard and arduous, and there is no black and white. There are varying degrees of gray and perception and shades and surprise inclusions, and it's the mosaic of life. But societally, there seems to be no tolerance for it. And it's just like everybody thinks by adding a filter, there's going to be no wrinkles and there's going to be no scars and there's only just going to be smiles, and don't hide the tears because that's unpleasant. Use a filter to shed the pounds because that's not cute. You're told that if there's a dimple of imperfection, you are less than. Well, you know what? My weight has gone up and down, and sometimes if I'm emotional, I'll treat myself to ice cream, and then sometimes I'll be strict and I'll feel energized through eating clean, healthy, beautiful foods. And it depends on what's happening in life. So it's having the tools to be able to navigate through that. It's the same thing with emotions, and having a solid support system and people that you can trust, that you can be vulnerable with, that you can trust and know that they're going to have your best interests at heart, and they're going to provide you with support and strength, just like you will be available to them during their time of need, that you can provide them with space to cry, with space to love, with space to heal, with experiences to share together, and support for each other and mutual respect, and tools to manage through hardships in a healthy, productive, constructive way, rather than divisive, deceitful, hurtful. Like, There is nothing that is just sunshine, puppies, and rainbows all the time. That doesn't exist. That's a cartoon. That's a fairy tale. That's a movie it's fake. Just like all of the filters through social media are fake. The fake nonsense that you see on reality shows. Articles are written with an agenda. There is always a perspective and agenda, but be authentic and real. And I think culturally and societally, for the next generation especially, there is too much pressure in the world. There is too much anxiety. There's too much feeling of shame, of guilt, of feeling less than, of not enough. And there needs to be more acceptance. And there needs to be real talk about life and real tools to be able to help people navigate through life. Because more people than most are facing something. It may be an illness in the family. There may be financial strife in the family. There may be histories of substance abuse in the family. There may be factors that, are really hard to navigate through that the world doesn't know about because it happens behind closed doors. And then hurt people. And scared people, it's like the movie WALL-E. Everyone just walks around in their own little dome cap, sucking food out of straws and just not interacting and not engaging and not having compassion for each other. So pick up a phone and have a conversation. Have a face-to-face discussion with people. Ask differences of opinions. Ask why. Broaden your perspective instead of being quick to dismiss. I realize I've gone on much longer than I anticipated, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But if you're curious why I do these videos and why I may overshare or share some of my innermost vulnerable experiences, it's because life is real. And I think people need to really get in touch with emotions and feel safe expressing themselves and communicating and taking healthy measures to deal with it. And it will help across the board when it comes to emotional and personality disorders and getting people the help that they need, which also is directly associated with physical health as well as substance abuse and keeping that at bay. Because people who repress and don't communicate, it festers and manifests in many, many negative ways. So let's have a conversation about real life and equip everybody in the world with tools to have a safe space to talk about issues, to navigate through in healthy ways, and to heal and to grow and to overcome. It's a big part of my mission. So I hope you're on board. I would love to talk to you more about it. I would love to partner with people who also share that mission. So let me know. And I hope this is interesting and helpful for you. My goal is to shine the light so that we can have productive growth at massive scale. So God bless you all. Thank you so much for listening and for being here. Namaste. Bye.